shit. Okay. You gotta have that above there. There we go. Alright. Now, switching here. This is what I watch.
Whoa.
What's that?
I just built a budgeting app with Base 44.
Guys, Nina just built an app.
Impossible.
Nina can't code.
Interesting. Can it generate reports?
I can now.
Nice.
So you're saying we can all build apps now?
Yeah.
I'm on lunch. I gotta make a call.
I'll
I'll
be
be in
right
my
back.
office.
Just built an inventory tracker.
Protein calculator.
Book sharing app.
Profesor de Español.
An inter-office dating app.
For dogs. For office dogs.
One of the biggest TikTokers just sold his company in a $975 million deal, which is insane, except the numbers don't make any sense.
The numbers, basically. What do they mean?
And now analysts and a lot of confused people online are asking, how does any of this math even work?
Khaby Lame, the world's biggest TikToker, has signed a $975 million deal to turn his 360 million followers into big money. The partnership gives financial firm Rich Sparkle exclusive global rights to Lame's brand for 36 months, turning him from an influencer into an equity-backed creator, according to a company statement.
Okay, so the payment wasn't cash, it was stock. Basically shares that only matter if you can actually sell them. And the company buying his online likeness essentially made about $6 million reportedly printing documents before all of this happened. But now, after all this, its valuation randomly exploded. So there's just a lot that just does not make any sense here. But as many people know, Khaby Lame is one of the most followed people on TikTok with over 160 million followers and billions of likes. He started posting during COVID after losing his factory job, blew up very fast, and within a few years, he was everywhere. Met Gala, Super Bowl ads, fashion campaigns, brand deals, the whole 9 yards. According to Forbes, Khaby made about $20 million from his career so far. But also, I know Forbes very often is not accurate whatsoever. So who knows what the real number could be? He could have made 10 million, he could have made 50 million, maybe even more. Hard to say. Because at the end of the day, Khaby is not, or well, he kind of is now, but he wasn't a public company, so he doesn't have to report his earnings quarterly. So it's hard to really say how much the dude was making. But his earnings would be coming from endorsements, partnerships, and appearances altogether. But either way, $20 million is just an absurd amount of money when you started reacting to other TikToks during the pandemic. But remember this ballpark range of what he's made in his career because it becomes important to the story later on. But other than that, I mean, honestly, Khaby doesn't have too many controversies tied to him. Like there were some court filings from 2024 that showed that he had a paid endorsement deal with Skechers, and the agreement was that he was set to earn about $1 million over 2 years in exchange for a fixed amount of TikToks, Instagram Reels, and Stories. And that is a massive contract, but a fairly normal sized deal for an influencer his size. But according to the filings, Skechers later initiated arbitration against Khaby. And real quick, arbitration just means private court. Basically, instead of a public lawsuit, the dispute gets handled behind closed doors. So Skechers allegedly claimed that Khaby refused to cooperate with parts of the deal and that he was photographed wearing Nike shoes. Whoopsie. But at the end of the day, it was just a contract dispute. But now this $975 million deal isn't just like a brand deal. No, this is a public company transaction with way higher stakes and way more rules and way less room for casual mistakes like that. Like the mistakes he seemed to make were, you know, with a shoe deal. And then you also had that whole thing where a lot of rumors were saying that he was arrested by ICE in Las Vegas, but that turned out to be fake. He was detained and allowed to leave the country. Essentially, he overstayed his visa.
Where are you? Are you okay? I loved the torture video. That was seen in an email sent to Jeffrey Epstein recently that was unearthed in the Epstein files. I reported on this email right away. This was almost 2 weeks ago at this point, and I started a conversation online surrounding torture videos and snuff films. A lot of people didn't believe me when I said that snuff films are very real. I could name right now 100 different criminal cases that have been brought against people for attempting to create and actually creating snuff films, and allegations from victims and witnesses that I've even personally talked to. But to me, the case that will always stick out to me, and the case that really radicalized me to want to pursue this work, is the case of Peter Scully. If you don't know Peter Scully, he is an Australian man who essentially, two young girls in a foreign country, forced one of those children to dig their own grave, and then murdered the girls on camera, and then sold that footage online for $20,000 a download. And it was known as Daisy's Destruction. It's a very infamous piece of media, Daisy's Destruction. Funny enough, it was actually found on Josh Duggar's hard drive. I believe, 18 kids and counting, that family. The oldest son, he actually had that video downloaded. So that is a real life, prosecuted, documented case of a snuff film. And Peter Scully's in prison right now. People know that it's real. But when it comes to Epstein, we've heard allegations of so many different things. Eating human flesh, obviously trafficking, disturbing parties and murders and buried bodies, and the production of CSAM, and undoubtedly there were thousands and thousands.
Alright. This will be a little better.
Of CSAM videos and photographs produced of the victims. And when it comes to Epstein, obviously, of powerful people engaging in activities with those victims, raping them. But there's also this torture element that keeps coming up and out when dealing with the Epstein story. So that torture video email, the guy who sent it has actually recently been revealed to
Oh, these are apples. Shut Bluetooth off of my phone. Nice.
to have been a powerful
Awesome. These are worth.
individual, a sultan from Dubai, a business guy from the UAE, worth billions of dollars, extremely wealthy, extremely powerful, extremely well connected. And it just reminds me so much, once again, of these snuff films and these torture videos, kind of like the movie 8mm with Nicolas Cage, if you've seen that film. These people, these extremely wealthy individuals, sometimes they want to see those things that push the limits. They want to see people get broken down. They want to see people get murdered just for them, just for their enjoyment and no one else's. And with Epstein, like I said, there's so much torture. You've got that email. We could talk about them all day. Even this little screen grab I've got here, which looks like it came from a BlackBerry call that Epstein was involved in. You can see here's Epstein in this screen grab. This is from the files. He's in the corner, but this text on the bottom, torture, I'm still waiting and watching the melted cheese drip, sent via BlackBerry. Torture, I am still waiting and watching the melted cheese drip. Smiley face. So what does that mean? I don't know. But we're here talking today about this one tip sheet. So when I was researching this stuff, I've been on top of this story for the last however long, almost 2 weeks, reporting every single day on my social media about what I've been finding. This tip sheet has stuck out to me. So as you can see, this is an actual tip sheet from the FBI. It's got this red text on the bottom, which typically means it's more controversial or needs to be kept confidential because it's highly sensitive. And I'm just going to read this to you. So keep in mind, this is a tip sheet. This is basically the FBI's narrative of this information coming to them. On 7/12/2020 at 3:12:08 p.m. Eastern Time, Dale Martin, DOB blank, called the FBI National Threat Operations Center, NTOC, to report a viral video of what appears to be Jeffrey Epstein torturing a young woman with a magnifying glass. Martin provided the following information. Martin's daughter, Jessica McQueen, DOB blank, sent Martin a piece of video of what appeared to be a young white female aged 15 years old with dark-colored hair, tied down and naked. The victim is tied to the ground and spread eagle with a man who appears to be Jeffrey Epstein holding a magnifying glass with a claw and burning the victim. Martin described the video as being blurry. However, the male subject appeared to be a very large man with gray hair, wearing jeans, a short-sleeved black shirt, and white tennis shoes. Martin stated Facebook would not take the video down. In the frame of the video, it says Epstein. However, the video is blurry. Martin advised that McQueen did not feel comfortable reporting the information. However, her friends are reporting it. So, basically, this person's reporting on behalf of another person, and they were online, they were on Twitter, and they saw this video, this really disturbing video, showing in what looks to be a sexual way a extremely young, either woman or child, tied down, spread open, and being tortured by a guy who looks like Epstein holding a magnifying glass. Now that's incredibly disturbing stuff, and when I first read that, I thought, no way. There's no way that this person saw this in real life, just on Twitter. I believe that these things obviously exist, but it's like, it's such a bizarre claim that it's like, you know, your mind is immediately skeptical. You have to be skeptical in these topics in order to find the real truth and to not get thrown off. However, you go down to the bottom of this tip sheet. This is where it gets interesting. Database queries. An open source query of Epstein and magnifying glass video resolved to a tweet by WWGQWGA from 12/9/2019 of a picture of what appears to be an adult woman naked, tied down, and gagged while lying on the grass. The woman also has multiple magnifying glasses on her body. The male subject in the video is wearing jeans, a red t-shirt, and white tennis shoes. In the comments, a Twitter user provides an Instagram page, The Eyes on Us, dated 20 hours ago, of the video of the woman being burned by the magnifying glasses. In the video, the woman is squirming while the man continues to burn her. The subject does not show his entire face, and it is unclear if the subject is Epstein. The video can be found at URL redacted. So they found the video. The FBI, upon looking into this tip, verified that this person wasn't crazy, and they found a video of what looks to be Epstein torturing someone with magnifying glasses while nude. And the URL's redacted. it's interesting to me as well. This is the FBI we're talking about. These people are experts at identifying individuals. According to them, on this tip sheet, they looked at stills or video footage from this video and they couldn't tell if it's Epstein or not. Well, folks, when I did some more digging and looked into this file and this tip sheet, I found the still from the video. And I want to issue a warning, please, before I show this. It's really incredibly disturbing stuff. So, here we go. This is, as you can see, this was accessed on twitter.com. This is not something someone's made up. This is EFTA 01245105 on the Epstein files. You can find this on the DOJ website along with any file I report on. This is a screenshot from the video. Now, we can clearly observe I'm assuming this is a woman. Or, the person said they thought it was a child. I can't really tell, obviously, based on this. They look to be tied down in some grass. And, yeah, this guy definitely looks like Jeffrey Epstein. Look at him. Does this not look like Epstein? Especially with this comparison here. And he appears to be holding something. I'm assuming this is a magnifying glass. And burning this girl. Now, there's another magnifying glass here. There's one here. She looks to be tied up. There looks to be a rope here. There looks to be a glass.
So now with AI, they can literally recreate his speeches to where the language is English, but the emotion that he was feeling is still portrayed. The way that he says his words, going from a low tone to a high tone and excited and serious and whatever, all of that stuff, dude. With AI, they've completely converted it. And stuff that he was saying, dude, I don't know. I feel like a lot of us have been tricked, especially I graduated in 2005. I was born in the late 80s. I grew up in the 90s, early 2000s. We were taught so much, dude. And just from some of the stuff that I've literally researched myself and looked into, some of the stuff that they told us, dude, I can just see, especially the way media is nowadays, the way that they twisted it. But some of the stuff I'm watching, dude, like him burning the books and stuff, from what I hear, or from what I've researched, he was burning trans books and homosexual books, and then in his speeches and stuff, he was speaking, I don't know, I don't want to go into it and make myself sound like I'm pro-Hitler, because I'm not, dude. But at the same time, man, I feel like
here, another one here, and you can actually see where it's magnifying onto her body, and he's probably holding a big one, or I don't know what he's holding, but this raises so many questions. So the FBI couldn't rule out that this was Epstein. It looks like him. Do I think that is Epstein? No, I don't think so. I don't think that Epstein would risk being compromised in such a way by allowing himself to be filmed doing something like this to a victim. Could it still be Epstein? Yes, it could very well be Epstein. But I think this also raises an even bigger question, really. Where did this video
Epstein video. Actually, is that gonna get me in trouble, dude? Because I'm not trying to look at the person, dude. I just want to see. You know what? I'm not even gonna. I'm not gonna search that. I don't feel like.
video come from? What is this video? And why does this video exist? Clearly, this girl or child or woman, I don't know what age they are, so I'm hesitant to go with anything because I want to be accurate with this reporting, but they're clearly being burned by magnifying glasses, which can burn holes through your skin. I mean, magnifying glasses can literally burn the shit out of you. I have a flashlight that functions as a magnifying glass, and you can actually light a match with it. It's pretty crazy. So I'm assuming this is excruciatingly painful, and I'm sure it turns into a bloody affair with all this burning and charring. And it just disturbs me every time that there are actually people out there that watch shit like this and they get off to it. They enjoy it. They aren't watching this in horror. They feel aroused and excited by this. And that's why they pay money for it. That's why they seek it out, just like CSAM and all of these other disturbing forms of media and types of media. And that's why these markets exist for videos and photos like this, and for CSAM and snuff films, torture videos. Because regardless if this is Epstein or not, this is still a torture video, and it exists, and it is out there, and it was created, I'm sure, it looks to be with a commercial intent, like they're doing this for people that are paying for it.
What? My what? Your ceiling. Like the roof? Broke my ceiling? Like I was going like this and I jumped up, I smacked it as a hole. Right. Go check it out. No, I'm streaming, dude. You think I'm being funny, dude? Dude, shut up. You see something? There's not a hole if I sit on the hole in your head. Please. You can't see it. Yeah. You must be in the AI universe. Bro, you are freaking tanked, man. How many cereal bars have you ate? 8? I love you, buddy.
And yeah, that's it. That's the only information we have about this. Who's this girl? Was she ever found? We don't know. Is she still alive? We don't know. What's her age? We don't know. Is this Epstein? We don't know. Is there any accountability for this video being produced and this torture happening? We don't know. It's really disturbing and disgusting, but yet it's just another one of the million Epstein files. There's a million more things that we could talk about similar to this, and the rabbit hole never ends. But until next time, y'all, thank you for watching. I really, really implore you, please leave a comment on this video, like this video, share this out, because it's through you guys that this channel is growing, and it's only through you guys that we can continue spreading the word.
The fuck was that? Oh shit. There's a volcano. Someone just watched.
Awaken to a world of wonder in Final Fantasy XIV Online.
A series of payments in the Epstein files has revealed a disturbing pattern. Epstein basically kept a gynecologist on retainer. He sent monthly payments to this gynecologist, who still today is in practice and working in a university's health system, the OSU health system in particular. And this health system and this university tied directly back to one of Epstein's biggest benefactors and one of his recently named co-conspirators, Les Wexner. So the gynecologist that we're going to be talking about today is Mark Landon, MD. You can see this is Mark right here. He has expertise in gestational diabetes, obstetrics, reproductive health, high-risk pregnancy, pregnancy complications, and preconception care. Now, Mark Landon is a specialist, a physician and professor with maternal fetal medicine, Department OBGYN. And he's got a biography here. He's listed as one of America's top doctors, best doctors in America. I like to relax with my family, travel, read, attend Ohio State football games, yada, yada, yada. And he works at the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center. Now, if you'll remember, who is Les Wexner? Well, Les Wexner is an incredibly evil guy who is definitively linked to Jeffrey Epstein. He is one of the people that made Epstein, that created the monster that is Jeffrey Epstein. Les Wexner is an absolutely evil dude. And he was recently unveiled as having been one of the co-conspirators in FBI and official investigative documents. Les Wexner, good old buddy of Epstein. Here you go, right here. The first picture when you type in Les Wexner is him. Here's another picture of Wexner and Epstein. Wexner's got some skeletons in his closet. There are people associated with Les Wexner that have died mysteriously, been murdered, unsolved murders. He's the CEO or former CEO of Limited 2. He helped build that company, that fashion brand for children. Also CEO, whatever guy who helped build Victoria's Secret. He's an all-around really strange, really bizarre individual. And he's definitively linked to Epstein. Now, the OSU president, G, I guess it's this guy, E. Gordon G, of course, just looks like a twat. He recently went on the record and defended Les Wexner, even though he's been tied to Jeffrey Epstein. And he's basically stated, let me just read this. This is so insane. Former Ohio State University President E. Gordon G says the effort to remove Ohio billionaire Les Wexner's name from university buildings is cancel culture. They've denied a request to remove Les Wexner's name on the basis that there's a lack of information for the naming committee to review. And he actually said this, and the request to remove that name was made by survivors of at the hands of former OSU team